there and welcome. We have a really important topic to discuss on today's video. So what I have found is that there are three really big reasons why most of the diets that you've tried before haven't worked. And every week I talk to women who have tried lots of different diets and they feel like they've failed at them. And the problem with that is that over time, people start to feel like they're never going to be able to find a way to lose weight, or they think that they're just destined to be overweight for the rest of their lives, or they just lose hope that it's possible to lose weight and then maintain it. And I'm curious, let me know, even just click the like button or put a me in the comments if you've ever felt that way, if you've ever felt so discouraged because you've tried so many different things, so many different times, and you just haven't had those lasting results. And it's so frustrating when that happens. But the truth is, the reason why I want to talk about this is because I've worked with so many different clients who have felt that way coming in. I've worked with people, most of my clients have tried lots of different times in the past to lose weight. And what they've discovered is that when they take a different approach to weight loss, it becomes easier. It doesn't feel so hard and so daunting, and they're able to lose weight in a way that they feel confident that they can stick with. And that's the key. We want to make weight loss feel like you're losing weight in a way that you can stick with long term. Because if we do all these crazy diets or short-term fixes and it's something that we can't stick with, well then of course we're not going to be able to maintain that weight loss. And so today I really want to tell you the three biggest reasons that I see why those other diets haven't worked before, why they've caused you to trip up, or why it's been hard to stick with them. And ultimately then I'll be able to give you an example of actually the steps that it takes to lose weight in a healthy and sustainable way. And more than anything today, I hope that you feel hopeful at the end of this video, that you feel this glimmer of hope that maybe it is possible for you to lose weight without it feeling so hard. And maybe it is possible for you to have lasting weight loss so that you don't have to struggle with food and with weight and with your body for the rest of your life. So let's dive in. I'm curious, just real quick before I get started, tell me in the comments, whether you're watching live or on the replay, what do you feel has made it hard for you to stick with diets in the past? So let me know, whatever that is. I'm curious to hear some of your thoughts on that. But I want to jump right into the three big reasons why those other diets haven't worked. And kind of the all-encompassing idea here is that those diets that you've tried before, they've focused on the wrong thing. They haven't focused on the root cause, the real reason why you have extra weight on your body to begin with. I see that extra weight on your body as a symptom. It is just a symptom of something else going on under the surface that needs to be addressed. And diets, they're not set up in a way to get to that root cause. And that's what causes the diets to fail. So most diets, if you think about it, like what do most diets have in common? No matter what the plan is or the approach, most of them are focused on telling you to eat less. Right? Like you have to eat less calories, cut back your portion sizes, you need to eat fewer carbs, or, for example, intermittent fasting, you're eating less often, like a shorter time window throughout the day. And that's the primary focus, or the only focus of most diets, is just eat less in one way or another. And then also possibly exercise more. So spend more time on the treadmill. And that approach is outdated. It doesn't work. So here's why. The first reason why that approach doesn't work is that when you're doing those diets, most often your blood sugar is not balanced. So here's what happens. Every time you eat something that has sugar in it, or processed carbs, or just any type of carbs, even fruit or sweet potatoes, those carbs get broken down into smaller sugar molecules and cause your blood sugar to rise. And when your blood sugar rises, then your body has to produce and release insulin. And here, listen to this. Insulin has one job. Insulin's main job is to take that extra sugar in your bloodstream and to pull it out of your bloodstream and to store it somewhere else in your body. Because we can't have our blood sugar be too high. That's dangerous. So here's the kicker. Guess where that extra glucose, that extra blood sugar goes? Well, first, it'll go to your liver because that's just an easy source of energy for your body. And once your liver gets full, so to speak, then the sugar will start going to your muscles. Again, it's a great source of energy. But if your liver gets full and your muscles get full, what happens to all the rest? When you eat that high carb, high sugar meal, a lot of sugar all at once, what happens to all the rest of that sugar that can't be stored in your liver or muscles? Well, the truth is it gets turned into fat. So some of it could be turned into triglycerides, which you might have heard of. It's kind of one of the pieces of cholesterol. But otherwise, it gets turned into body fat. And so that extra sugar gets pulled out of your bloodstream and stored in fat cells. So when your blood sugar is spiking often throughout the day, which if you're eating a standard American diet, even if you think you're eating healthy, it's not always eating in a way to keep your blood sugar balanced. And every time your blood sugar spikes, your body is in fat storage mode. So that means you can't lose weight while your body is in this, it's like it's getting this message you need to store fat. And you can't store fat and burn fat at the same time. It's one or the other. So that's one of the problems when your blood sugar is not balanced. But here's the other big problem. So once your blood sugar spikes, then your body is going to release a lot of insulin and pull all of that blood sugar out. And typically what happens is you don't just go back to the baseline, but you drop low. And I mean, how many of you have ever felt that low blood sugar feeling where you feel shaky or irritable or nauseous or lightheaded? But here's what else happens. When your blood sugar drops, you start to feel tired and low energy. So you know that 3 p.m., 4 p.m. energy slump where you start to feel tired or you start to have cravings for sugar or caffeine or a pick-me-up? That's often a sign that your blood sugar is dipping. That also can happen mid-morning. So when you're getting that slump, it's a sign that, okay, your blood sugar might be getting a little low, which means that you're on that roller coaster. But the other thing that happens is when your blood sugar is low, listen to this, your body will actually create a craving for more sugar or carbs because your body just wants to get that blood sugar back to normal. And so your body thinks, okay, I just need sugar, I just need some carbs, I need something to get back to normal. So that's when you start to have cravings. And it becomes a vicious cycle. So just think about this. How many days do you go through the day and you eat breakfast? So it's maybe not a balanced breakfast, too many processed carbs, not enough protein, fat, and so your blood sugar spikes. And so then it starts to drop, and then you start to feel hungry. Maybe you feel tired. You start to have cravings. So you eat more sugar, maybe mid-morning, and then your blood sugar jumps again. And so then all throughout the day, you're just in this cycle. And when you're in that blood sugar roller coaster, you're just going to feel more on edge. You're going to feel more out of control around food. You're going to have more cravings, and your hunger hormones aren't going to work properly. So even if you've had enough to eat, your body could still send you signals that you need to eat. So, I mean, man, think about it. If that is what's happening within your body all day long, well, it's no wonder it's hard to stick with your diet because your body is just not getting what it needs to be stable. So your blood sugar is a really big reason why diets don't work. And the problem is that most diets, when you're just focused on eating less, they're not focused on helping you eat blood sugar balancing meals so that your blood sugar stays more stable and more consistent throughout the day. And when you do that, then a lot of those other problems go away and your body can start losing weight. Okay, so that's number one. The next couple will be a little bit quicker, but I really wanted to give you a little bit of insight into what happens with the blood sugar. But number two, the second reason why it can be hard to, or why diets don't work is because of, and this relates a little bit to the last one, but because of the physical cravings and the hunger you feel. I mean, think about it and let me know in the comments. Have you ever been on a diet where you felt hungry a lot of the times? Or have you ever been trying to diet and you just have cravings, whether that's for chocolate or sweets or carbs or salty things? I mean, all of those types of cravings make it near impossible to stick with a diet long term. You know, a lot of people can have willpower and, you know, for a week or a month or a couple months, and they can fight through the cravings and the hunger. But there comes a time where it just feels too hard to keep fighting and keep struggling. I mean, do you know what I mean? Have you ever felt that way? And so, you know, ultimately, like I said before, one of the reasons that you could be having these cravings and the hunger is because your blood sugar is not balanced. That throws everything out of whack. But if you're not eating enough, if you're not eating balanced meals, you will have more cravings and you will feel hungry. In addition, you know, if your body's not getting the nutrients that you need, then you can actually start to have cravings. So it's interesting. If your body's deficient in magnesium, you can crave chocolate. If you're deficient in chromium, you can crave sugar. So your body needs different nutrients. It needs protein, it needs fiber, it needs all of these different things so that your hunger goes away, so that you feel full and satisfied, and so that you don't have cravings. And I mean, it's so interesting when I help my clients start switching to a clean eating plan. It's amazing how quickly cravings go away and how they start to feel full. And I promise you, you can feel full and still lose weight. I know that seems counterintuitive because most of the time when we're trying to lose weight, we feel like the only way to lose weight is to starve ourselves. But it doesn't have to be that way. And I have case after case of women who have lost weight without feeling hungry or having cravings. So that is good news. And again, when diets are focused just on eating less, they are not helping you eat in a way to get rid of the cravings and to get rid of the hunger. Okay, let's move on to number 3. So the third thing that the third reason why diets don't work is because of emotional hunger. So here's what I mean by emotional hunger. There are times you want to eat because you are hungry, because your body is low on energy and you need that fuel from food. That is physical hunger. But then, think about it. There are so many times during the day where you want to eat, right? You want to eat, but you're not actually physically hungry. I mean, think about it. Can you think about the last couple times that you ate, just even today? Were you really physically hungry when you ate, or did you just want to eat? Was it habit? Or let me give you some other examples of this emotional hunger. It's, you know, when you just want a little something sweet after dinner, or maybe it's because you're feeling bored or tired or lonely and you want to eat and just hope that it makes you feel better. I've had so many women tell me they feel like food is their friend, or that it's a comfort. It's something that soothes them or calms them down. Or maybe at the end of a long day, I mean, I've definitely fallen prey to this, where you just want to unwind and you want a glass of wine or some chocolate or some ice cream to just unwind and relax and help you feel better. So that is a huge reason why you have weight to lose, is because there's all those times of emotional hunger, all those habits that you formed around food, all of the social situations that involve food that you haven't gotten the tools to address and to deal with. And so this is why diets don't work, because again, diets are only focused on telling you, well, this is what to eat or this is how much to eat. They don't help you figure out, well, what do you do when you just want something to eat? What do you do when you feel resentful because everybody else can eat whatever they want and you can't? What do you do when you want to unwind at the end of the day with a glass of wine? We need to, number one, become aware of all the times we're eating because of emotional hunger. But then number two, instead of just becoming aware, you need tools, you need strategies to help deal with those situations. And that is really, without that, it's almost impossible to stick with eating healthy consistently. So if you have ever felt like, I can eat healthy for a while, but I just don't stick with it, then my guess is that one or more of these three factors are at play. There's the blood sugar imbalance, there's the physical cravings and hunger, and then there's the emotional hunger. And so I'm curious, I'm gonna go into some details about what it actually takes to lose weight in a healthy way. But let me know in the comments, can you relate to any of these three reasons why diets don't work? Let me know which one or which ones you feel like might be a stumbling block for you. And so the other thing that I just want to say is, first of all, think about how many diets that you've been on where you felt hungry and have had cravings and haven't taught you how to deal with emotional hunger. That doesn't mean that it's your fault or that you're a failure, that diet didn't work for you. It just simply wasn't the right approach. It wasn't the right way to help you have lasting weight loss. And so, I feel like even for me, I have tried all those different diets and I've done the things and it works for a while, but it doesn't work long term, and the weight doesn't stay off. And that is why I created the Emerge Weight Loss Method, because I have worked with so many different clients who have been successful at losing weight and maintaining it. And I know that it's possible, but we just need to know how to do it in the right way. We need a step-by-step plan to show you what to eat and how to eat so that your blood sugar stays stable. Because I promise you, when your blood sugar stays stable, you will feel so much more in control around food. You will have fewer cravings, you'll feel full, and it will be easier to stick with this long term. And then once you are also fueling your body well, those physical cravings will continue to go away and that hunger will go away. And so you'll just feel more satisfied, which means that you're not going to feel deprived as much or like you're missing out on things. You're going to be happy and content with the food that you're eating. Because it's also, quick side note, it's also possible to eat healthy food that tastes good. Have you ever had the thought sometimes where you eat something that you know is supposed to be healthy? And I've heard several people say this, but they say, this tastes so good, it can't be healthy. Have you ever had that thought? So the truth is there are lots of healthy foods that taste really, really good. You just have to know where to look and what types of foods that would be for you. But then in addition, so the approach that I like for approaching sustainable weight loss is number one, learning how to eat clean and eat blood sugar balancing meals. That way it takes, the cravings go down, you start feeling better, you're more control of food, you're not getting those energy crashes, you have more energy. And then the next step is to work on the emotional hunger. And so the emotional hunger is a little bit, that's where you work on your relationship with food and making sure that you're eating for fuel, not eating because you just want to eat. And so once we deal with the physical piece of it, then that emotional hunger is so much easier to deal with. And once you have the tools to know how do you handle those situations where you don't want to stick to a healthy eating plan, then it becomes so much easier. So really, I wanted to share too, I posted this in the Facebook group yesterday, I believe, but I was talking to one of my clients this week who's in the Emerge Weight Loss Method, and she's about halfway through, she's about 6 weeks in, and we were talking, and she's lost, I think, about 14 pounds already, which is amazing. But she was telling me that, she feels really full. She doesn't feel like she needs to snack much. She doesn't even had that thought really where she wants to snack all the time and she feels in control around food. She also said that she's not obsessing over food all day long anymore. She's not thinking about it all the time. And man, there's so much freedom that comes when you're not thinking about food and obsessing over it, and you don't want to eat all the time. It's just so much easier to stick with eating healthy. So it's totally possible to eat healthy and to lose weight. Like this client, losing 14 pounds, but not feeling hungry, feeling in control around food, not having out of control cravings. I mean, that's a huge win. But then, oops, sorry, knocked my phone here. But then she was also telling me how many other improvements have happened for her. So her digestion, so much better in just a few weeks. She's not having gas and belching, no more heartburn. She told me her hot flashes have gone away. Her joint pain, which was pretty significant just a few weeks ago, is almost gone now. She said that she can get up at the end of the day if she's sitting in a chair and she used to have to, like push on the arms of the chair to stand up. She can just stand up. She doesn't have to use that support anymore. She has a clear mind, clear thought process, not as foggy, better memory. You can go read the post that I made yesterday in the Facebook group, but it's pretty amazing. Better libido. All of these changes have happened in, I think it's only been about 6 weeks. So that is what I love about the Emerge weight loss method, because yes, the goal is to lose weight, but we are approaching it in such a healthy way that you feel so much better and healthier overall. So many different things can improve. Plus you have this better relationship with food so that it feels easier. It doesn't feel so hard or like you're always struggling with food. And that's where the freedom comes in. I've heard people describe it before as, before they felt like food was in the driver's seat, kind of controlling them all day long. And by the end, you can feel like you are in the driver's seat and you're not controlled by food anymore, which is a huge win. So that is kind of the reasons why, the 3 big reasons why diets haven't worked before: the blood sugar imbalances, the physical cravings and hunger, and the emotional hunger, and the approach to take that will help. And so if you're having physical cravings, if your blood sugar is not balanced, if you don't have the tools to deal with the emotional hunger, then it's no wonder that diets haven't worked for you before. And most likely, continuing to try those same old diets, it's not going to get you the results that you want. And so if you are ready to look into a different way of approaching weight loss, then I would love to talk to you more about that. Just put a comment below and, just say that you want more info, or send me a private message if you're more comfortable with that. But one of my, superpowers, for lack of a better word, is being able to talk with you. So getting on the phone, asking you some questions, and I can hone in pretty quickly and figure out why the diets haven't worked for you before and what steps will actually help you be successful long term. So I'd love to be able to get on the phone with you and just get my eyes on your situation and give you some recommendations. And that might be, looking into the Emerge weight loss method, or maybe it's not a right fit for you, and then there's another resource or a referral I can give you. But I would love the chance to be able to talk with you and just see, how can we get you on the right track so that you can lose weight and keep it off and feel more comfortable in your body without it feeling like a struggle. So thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. If you want more information, or if you want to get on the phone with me for a free consultation, then just like I said, put more info or that you're interested in the comments, or send me a private message and we will find a time to talk. So have a great night. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.